Well, I think I have learned a lot just from watching TV. Believe it or not, I like watching a show that doesn't run anymore called The Prophet by Marcus Lemonis, and also like to watch Shark Tank, which of course is continuing to run. Uh, but a lot of what they talk about is margin and what kind of profitability the business is. And so I've always tried to keep track of, what's the ratio of um, my net, my net profit versus my uh, gross revenue, and figure out what that margin is. And I've done my own googling, like what is a good profit margin for a law practice, for a solo law firm or a small law firm. What is it? And if you're in a 25 to 35% range, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. 25% may be a little bit low, but if you're at 35% or above, you're doing pretty well. At least in my opinion. So that measurable helps me to know, do I need to decrease my expenses, or do I need to hold off on making some other kind of expenditure? Because you can kind of predict where your revenue is going to be after you've done it for 2-3 years. You kind of predict where there are going to be some increases and some decreases, and you kind of know what what the water line is for you. And you kind of make decisions based upon what your revenue has been in the past and your operating expenses. And if you're still operating within that profit margin that you're seeking, then you can maybe be a little bit more aggressive with maybe a marketing campaign, or maybe a new tool that you want to add to your practice. And really, that's how I have added technology over the years. I had Office 365 and Clio at the very beginning of my practice in 2014, and I didn't have really anything in addition to that. Maybe I think I did have Lexus at a very minimal amount. It was like maybe $70 a month, something like that. But as the revenue increased, that allowed me to increase the tools that I had at my disposal, and allowed me to know, hey, I think I can hire somebody as a legal assistant. Hey, I can hire an associate attorney. Hey, I can hire another paralegal. That kind of thing has been done because I know my numbers and how we're trending. And you can make decisions confidently if you know your revenue, if you know your expenses, and you operate within profitability.